So, when when we look at many issues that have come across religions, especially if we look at recently, not recently, a couple of years back, I guess, the NHRC had said that the confessions should be banned in the sense that female women should not confess the sins to a man, because it would basically be in a relationship which can could be exploited for the worst scenario of a woman. This has been the tradition of the churches in India, whether it be the Catholic Church or whether it be Orthodox churches, that only men can become priest, and only priests can be what to say have confessions, and confessions are absolutely necessary as it's a part of the sacrament. And so uh, though it has some misuse, etc., it's clearly a fundamental part, which I don't think so, which many conservative Christians, and which even other liberal Christians would see it as a very encroachment upon the a very basic right of a Christian. And conservative Christians won't definitely agree with it. The church won't agree with it. If you look at other aspects which have been coming across, for example, with regard to Shabrimala, some women want to go to Shabrimala. Most of the women, especially, are saying that they don't want to, and it's wrong. It's encroachment upon one's personal right to religious freedom, etc. If your beliefs on the people who don't, and you are threatening the beliefs of the people. The deity there is an Ashtika Brahmacharya, and so on and so forth. If you look at, there is also a case for genetic the mutilation, so on and so circumcision, female circumcision is there. Then there is a case for triple talaq as well, which the Supreme Court recently said it's unconstitutional, and it's government is trying to criminalize it as well, or the talaq being void as well. So now, if we think about all these aspects of it, sure, some aspects of it are very critical, and the government has a power of dealing with it, and the government and the judiciary has a power to deal with it, in the sense that the article 25 has three sections. The has three basic limitations, and that limitation is health, and right to profess, practice, and propagate religion, subject to health, morality, public order, and health. So if you look at these three things, uh, somewhere you could say that judiciary has a power, and then it comes that judiciary has the power to determine to determine the what in a particular religion is valid, or what in a particular religion is not valid. And that, I guess, to an extent, is something which should be there, because if tomorrow somebody says that I follow a religion which says that the person of the other tribe should be killed, and that's how I would get my salvation, then you cannot say that okay, he has a right to practice his religion. You are going to ban that particular practice. And then the other, like, there could be also some of the things which are in the eyes of the people, it's something which is wrong, and therefore it should be deemed unconstitutional, it should be banned. So that aspect should be there, that public health morality, and public health morality, and public order, health and morality. Now, if you look at the other aspects of it, and then there is also the question that if you do not want to, if you like, it's a choice whether you want to follow your religion, or whether you want to follow your constitution. You have a choice. So exactly, law does what does law does the law gives us a choice to basically not follow the religion, not follow the government's order or the judiciary's order or something like that? The answer is yes. You could basically do two things. Um, First of all, you would say that you would get out of the country. If possible, you would get out of the country and practice your religion. So, for example, if there is a religion which says that we need to kill people, okay, and only if by killing people, or we need to eat people's organs or something like that by killing them. Now, this religion certainly cannot be, will not be acceptable in India. So, if you are so concerned about your freedom of religion, the question is that you have to go outside. You have to go outside in the sense you have to get out of the country and practice your religion. And because constitution applies only to the state, that is the one way. Secondly, you could also have civil disobedience. Now, from where does the civil disobedience arise? Civil disobedience arises from the fact that you know that something is wrong, and you want to follow the law. Now, the law doesn't say that that particular thing should be particular thing should not be done. The law says that particular thing is wrong, and if a person is doing that, he's going to be facing this much punishment. Now, civil disobedience arises from the fact when you think that whatever you are practicing, whatever is considered as wrong, is right in aspect. It's so much proper in your aspect that you don't mind getting that punishment, but you would still do that. That's the place where civil disobedience comes from. You actively break the law and you are ready to get the punishment. So you could do that as well. So these are the two ways in which you could still practice your religion, even the law says that you shouldn't. Now, moving forward to the aspect of what should people do if they want. I mean, what's the solution that coach should give if they want that, if there is a certain section of the society which wants a reform in the religion, the majority in the outside the religion want the reform in the religion, but a substantial amount of people and especially the hierarchy and so on and so forth, the procedure, the people who have the authority doesn't want that reform. In majority of the cases, if this is not very crucial, then in majority of the cases, what laws should do, what the court should do is basically apply the Martin Luther method. The Martin Luther method is simple. You try to persuade the authorities and internally. So, for example, Martin Luther first gave the thesis and posted in the front of the church door. So basically, he informed the church that these are his demands. It should be fulfilled. Did church fulfill? Absolutely not. So what did he do? He created his own church. So basically, if there is something, if a religion comes with a lot of practices, etc., which perhaps you may not like, but you have to accept all those practices, because if you have a freedom of religion, then it is not absolutely necessary for you to follow that religion. So if you just don't like one practice, you could just back off from that religion. And if you want to still and is the thing, you cannot basically say that I would be following the religion, but I would not just follow this particular aspect. You have to get it all together, and if you don't want to get it all together, just back out. So and form your own religion which doesn't have that principle and has all the other principles. So this is what Martin Luther did. Whatever he didn't wanted, he created his own church in which whatever he didn't wanted was not there, and whatever he wanted from what was present in the Catholic Church and what he wanted to be there was there. So this is how the Martin Luther principle is applied. So this is something which which court should deliberate upon. That if there is certain sections of the society which want to change, but there is a majority of the section doesn't want to change, or even if a minority section doesn't want to change, they could come out of the religion and they could start their own, because status quo is something what religion is actually maintaining, and this should be the norm, and this should not be something which this norm could be ignored, but it should not be ignored until and unless the case is really a huge issue or a fundamental issue or a very grave issue. Okay.